Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another on the line talk with Catalina and Captain Spaulding. We are going to finish up the last two episodes on our review for Psycho, The Lost Tapes of Ed Gein. We finally mustered or fought through the last two episodes. They were very
Boring.
boring, off topic, hard to follow.
No, very easy to follow. They only talked about one thing.
Oh wait, well, as far as what I mean by hard to follow is, it was a real snooze fest because they kept going again off topic. They kept really, really, really wanting
Or
to
based off the title, was it on topic?
what that every single one of those people or experts were full of shit.
No.
What?
It is called Psycho.
Mm,
And that's all they wanted to talk about in the last two episodes was the movie Psycho.
the movie site. Actually, the six films that were actually based upon loosely bits and pieces of Ed Gein's life. Like Psycho was one of them.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What was that one? Descent.
No. Defiance.
Defiance, and then they wanted to say that House of a Thousand Corpses was based off of that. Dude, you're retarded. Like, no. It was not based off of that. Like,
no, that was backwoods hillbilly psycho family.
yes. Most definitely. But and I believe you brought it up. You said that you do believe that Rob Zombie did say that that had nothing to do with Ed Gein.
I do believe that was said. I'm not 100%, but I've watched a whole bunch of stuff that has to do with Rob Zombie films and him describing each movie. So I'm pretty sure I would remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I can concur. Although I will say most of the experts, quotation finger, no marks, the experts that they had on this show, I don't know where they found them from, but in my opinion, I really feel like Ed Gein was really misdiagnosed. I think he might have had a split personality disorder, or possibly he was so traumatized from his very existence being disrupted because his mother passed away. I really think he had a trauma, or as like I said, a split personality disorder. Because in most of the
Right.
tapes, what very little we got to hear of the tapes, which I was very disappointed in, we kept hearing the oh well, what would you do with their sexual parts,
It just
dude?
kept repeating the same part of it over and over again. All they were worried about was what he did with the bodies sexually.
Exactly. And the oh, what was the horror specialist.
Is not a horror specialist.
She's not a
We
horror
looked her
specialist,
up.
okay? We looked your ass up, lady. Okay, we're not gonna name your name. I'm not gonna dog you like that. But I will say you are a teacher at a college, which props to you. Good for you for doing that kind of
Being basically a film critic.
yeah, and teaching others to how to make film and how to. I'm guessing she really knows how to get people to put actual feeling into the movie, which great, but don't be an expert on a horror genre that, come on, they're all if you're not dense, then you will know what these movies are based off of and what these psychological problems are going to be put in front of you. Like nowadays they have to have what is it? Trigger warnings.
Right.
Really? Have we become that bad of a society that we have to put trigger warnings on things?
Yeah, trigger warnings used to be only for like flash photography type stuff that can make you have a
Cause
seizure.
seizures.
So, and now it's, oh, don't get offended by what we put on your screen, please.
You came to watch it. You knew what the fuck was gonna happen,
We
okay?
don't want to be canceled.
So stupid. Like that drives me nuts. And then okay, Ed Gein was only he only was charged with killing 2 people.
It's because he only killed two people.
He
The
only
rest of
killed 2
them
people.
were
They were
dug out.
he went to the graveyard and dug them up.
Which, I mean, in and of itself is pretty strange. But he'd
Well,
only take the heads.
some.
No, that's what he said. The ones he dug up, he only took the heads. But there was a lot of them that he couldn't even dig up all the way because he knew that he was doing something wrong.
And he would black out and like he everything was fuzzy to him. But see, that does raise an interesting fact with okay, the sheriff of the town was actually just elected. Somebody like out of the blue, never had any type of training whatsoever. And it was his first job ever of being a sheriff. Like he was traumatized so bad from seeing what Ed Gein had done in his home. It really screwed him up. It really did.
Hmm.
And he had what, 4 daughters?
I don't remember that part. Just because
He had 4 daughters. He had 3 or 4
the
daughters.
whole sheriff part was not really of interest to me.
It was to me because of the simple fact. Okay, so they only know of 2 bodies that or 2 people that he killed.
Hmm.
Um, the sheriff. This
Which
went
technically would not classify him as a serial killer.
no, it doesn't. It really doesn't. But again, this sheriff had no experience prior to this whatsoever. It was a backwoods town that wanted to be isolated from everybody. Didn't care. It was a farm town. They didn't want anybody to really know that they were there. And it really pissed them off when Ed Gein was found out to be this
Sadistic
s- I can't even
person.
I can't even say sadistic. This
Well, I mean,
unhinged person that
I only say sadistic because of what he did to the old lady, Mrs.
oh, don't get me lying about her name.
What
I
was
done
her
forgot her
name?
name.
No, it started with a W. Anyway, strung her up and basically gutted her like a deer,
Well, he's got to preserve the skin somehow.
and then cut the head off.
Yeah. Oh no, her face was found on another skull.
No, that was
I
the
thought,
other one.
oh Jesus.
That was the other lady that he killed, and it was actually not. It was someone else's face found on her face.
I wonder if he had a hard time keeping up with them like we did.
Possibility.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know. Yeah,
Did find out some fun facts though. Well, not really fun facts. Weird, deranged facts. Like
weird deranged facts.
it
You can
is
have.
legal to have sex with a dead body in California.
That was my line. I wanted that line.
Stole it.
I wanted that line specifically for me. But he did make a skin suit. That was definitely brought up.
The rest of the house was a complete disaster area, but
Which we covered in the last episode.
his mom's room was perfectly clean and untouched.
He boarded it up after she died and kept everything. He blocked
Surprised
that.
the body wasn't in there. Oh yeah,
He couldn't. He couldn't dig up her.
right.
They could not understand why he did not. Why he could not dig her up. He tried, but he could not do it because he would go there for. I think it was. Oh my god! It didn't even specify how long he went there, and he would pray over the body for her to rise up, resurrect, come back to him, like over and over again, and he would cry about it. And it was in my experience, I've been through a lot of shit. That is no secret from if you know me in actual RL, but in my opinion, I really feel like his trauma, all that came from his mother, which that has been proven. She was very strict with him. But once she died, he lost his structure. He lost his world. He lost his routine. He lost the person that, made everything fit into place for him. And in my opinion, that's sad to me. That I understand that completely. Like, I can understand wanting to forget, or having something like that that does cause a big deal of trauma to you. You want to just erase it and just get lost into something else, and you do go into this haze of what the fuck do I do now? And not even remembering what you did the day before because you just really have lost your will to live and care to be around people and do the same routine because it feels completely just meaningless now. Like, that person's not with me anymore. I don't have the drive to clean the dishes or care if I am doing the right thing in the world. It's weird. I can understand where he's coming from on that. So I mean, I don't like the fact that these oh podcasters want to sit there. Those three guys that are in this documentary that can't even really be considered a documentary, honestly,
Mm-mm.
are laughing and joking and calling him a monster and
Ghoul.
yeah, I hated that. I hated the he's a ghoul. What is he dripping down skin and has his oozing shit coming out of his mouth or something? What the fuck? He's not a zombie. The guy was just misunderstood and misdiagnosed.
Yeah, I mean, he even went to a psych ward, and
And was perfectly fine.
yeah,
He had structure.
it's not like he tried killing anyone while he was in there. He didn't try killing anyone whenever he was in prison. He was a model citizen in both those places.
Because, in my opinion, he had structure. He had everything he needed. He didn't have to worry about killing anymore because, I mean, again, he had structure, he had purpose, he had meaning, he had things to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they let him walk around like a free man in that ward around women. He had tools. One of the nurses even said,
Oh, that was in the library. No, he was building a partition and scared the hell out of this one lady that was working at the desk. But other than that, it really didn't say much about
because she didn't
her.
even know he was there. She had heard a noise behind her,
Mm-hmm.
but she was so used to the noises and stuff that she just brushed it off. And then one nurse came up to her and said, "Well, did you meet Ed?" She's like, "No." She turns around and there's Ed with a hammer and nails, and she's like, basically white ghost face is like, "Oh shit. Like, what the fuck? Where did you come from? How did I not know you were there?" But I mean, even the people in town were like, he was
He's a great guy, just a little odd.
just a little odd.
You could always tell that he was just a little bit off. I mean, everyone in town liked him.
They really had nothing bad to say about him, other than the fact that, in this brings up my point again that I was trying to make before we got off topic, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, um, they said that he did offer them venison.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, he also, if you listen to the tapes, Ed said, "I never did go deer hunting." Okay, so was that dead body meat? The best way to explain that? Was that the dead body meat? Or did he actually have more victims that we don't know about in that small town?
Exactly. Was he actually a serial killer?
Or was he just.
A grave robber.
Yeah. I mean, yes, he killed two women. That was very bad. Bad
But
Ed. Very
see,
bad.
we would have learned more about that if it wasn't for the fact that all they wanted to talk about was, did he have sex with the dead bodies? Did he have sex with the dead bodies? Did he keep the body parts to have sex with the dead bodies?
Exactly. Did he have sex with his mom? Was him and his mom fucking? No. No, 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 people. Okay?
That goes completely off fucked topic. Why do you only want to stay on that one fucking part?
Or talk about the sheriff that really had no experience whatsoever. Or they spent the last, let's see, on the third episode, they spent the last 10 minutes talking about the movie Psycho and
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock and where the book originated from and blah, 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 blah. Basically said that Alfred Hitchcock pretty much fucked over the writer of Psycho because he actually knew what the guy had. So he bought the rights to it, and the guy's just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
For $9,500.
Yeah, $9,500, which he could have sold it for a hell of a lot more had he known the actual gold that he had in his hand. So I mean, I really feel like Alfred Hitchcock was a guy before his time. Like he could have made a killing if he would have kept going. I mean, yeah, he made Birds, and then out came Psycho, and then knowing how to do the lighting, that's great and everything. And yes, it was based off Ed Gein on the mother son aspect and being a good
I'm trying to think of what I know what you're
citizen
saying.
Samaritan,
Yeah,
pillar of the community, which most psychos are.
and a good son.
And Gein was actually a good son up until the day that his mother passed away. That's where shit went sideways. And you can really tell. And he was, and it was said in the documentary that some of the women did find him very attractive.
Hmm.
And he wasn't the slow, stupid, retarded, backwoods
Hillbilly.
hillbilly that people make him out to be, because he's not. And like I said, I really don't think he's classified as a psycho. I don't think he's classified as a serial killer.
He wasn't. They do say that he's not the smartest man, but
Um, I mean, you gotta be somewhat. He might not be book smart, but he was like life smart. Like, come on, you can
just
string up
can't pay
a
bills.
right. He could string up a dead body and freaking make a damn chair out of the woman. Come on now, you gotta have some kind of skill, some kind of knowledge to be able to do that. I know it
Right.
sounds bad, and I'm like rooting for Ed Gein and shit, but I just don't like the fact that they take these people
And they
that
make them into monsters instead of people.
exactly, and instead of learning, well, what could cause that kind of
Trauma.
trauma, or what could cause that kind of light switch to go off or not even come on for you to be that kind of person later on. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
way they can find ways to help people that are going through similar situations.
exactly. Or, you know,
They want to
ha-
get carried away on one fucking particular part of what they did.
oh, and do they get sexual gratification out of doing this?
It's just like any other criminal show.
Mm-hmm.
It
He's
all
impotent
it always has to do
with sex.
exactly. Why? What is their sexual orientation or what they will and will not have sex with important?
I don't see where that's important, honestly. I mean, some, yes.
Maybe to catch the person.
Some people, I will say, yes, they are right. It does end up being a sexual gratification. There are psychos that need that sexual gratification.
Right.
I don't feel like Ed needed a sexual gratification, because if he did, then he would have killed that lady when he had the chance right in the library at the psych ward. He would have continued doing it. But he didn't, and that's the thing. And them saying that, oh, well, he says he don't remember, but he even told him, look, my gun's up there. Prove it to me. Show me. Let me know I did that. I want to know that I actually did that.
Like he never once said that he did not do it.
No, he said, well, I must have. I mean,
But can you show me that I
can
did?
you show me? I want to see this, because my brain is not all there to be able to comprehend what the fuck I did. And that's sad in my opinion. It really is because I mean these people basically beg you to, hey, look, okay, one, you have the psychos that will beg you to catch them and stop them because they don't want to do this, but they feel an urge to do it. It's kind of like being a sex addict or being an alcoholic. Like, I don't want to drink anymore and I don't want to fuck anymore, but I need help to stop and I can't stop. So I need help with this.
Right.
I feel like there's something wrong there that people have those urges that need to get fixed. And I think Ed found his fix when they put him in that psych ward because he was in a whole clean environment. He had structure because they have mealtime there, they have rec time, they have.
He actually had a better life in the psych ward and in prison than he had on the outside because he had electricity, he had food,
Mm-hmm.
he had water,
Yep.
and all that stuff he was doing without whenever he was in his house, surrounded by trash and
And dead
dead people.
bodies. He was lonely to an extent
Yeah,
because he didn't have that pit person there with him anymore. But they
that's
picked him.
probably why he had all the severed heads and everything. It wouldn't.
Wasn't a bowl. It was like for candles and shit. No.
No,
Sorry.
no, those were bulbs, which was actually pretty cool. But anyway, um, no, like he had someone to talk to. He could set it up
And talk to him, yeah?
exactly.
I
I
can't.
mean, not saying that he didn't go out and talk to other people because he obviously
He
did.
did.
He had pretty much the whole town saying that they enjoyed having conversations with him.
Yeah. And the cops, the sheriff's department actually picked him up from the neighbor's house
Having
because
dinner.
they were having dinner with him. I mean, so he wasn't deprived of social interactions like this documentary is also trying to say. I mean, y'all are contradicting yourselves, and there's the proof right there, you dumbasses. You put it right there on TV. Like, how stupid are you? So, honestly, do I think that you should watch that in reference to somebody who has never seen any
No,
history on Ed Gein? I wouldn't recommend it. No,
no.
I would say this is
I mean,
this is just people's stupid opinions because they didn't have anything else to do, and they're not very popular and they're not very relevant to anything.
you'd be better off watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre and getting
And
information
Psycho
out of it.
and
Yeah,
Psycho
yeah, but I mean,
and
no,
yeah.
I'm just saying, like in reference, that documentary does just as much justice as the least like Ed Gein that there was,
Texas
which is
Chainsaw makes
exactly
Yep.
because the only thing that is in reference to that is wearing people's faces.
Halloween.
That has nothing to do with Ed Gein, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
The
Texas
Halloween
Chainsaw Massacre does.
yes, you said besides wearing other people's faces, we put on masks every Halloween.
Yeah,
Actually, everybody puts on a mask every time they step outside of the door
yeah, because
because
you
they
never know
want
who
to
you're
be.
gonna offend.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and because they also want to be socially accepted. If you don't look a certain way, you're not accepted.
If you don't act a certain way, you're not accepted.
You don't say the certain things or be the certain. It's fucking ridiculous how things are now.
Mm-hmm.
I
No one
mean,
can be themselves.
no, you can't. You can't find those people that are like, oh, I like you. You're awesome. You're my best friend because you are you. Like, I have a few friends that I actually consider friends. And if you know me, I'm going to tell you the damn truth. I don't give a damn if it hurts your little feelings or not because I ain't going to sugarcoat it. I have never sugarcoated anything with my kids because I do have
Or friends.
or friends, and I do have kids, but and they will tell you too, Mama don't sugarcoat shit. I was not sugarcoated when I was a kid. It was straight up, this is what's up, this is what you gotta do, and if you don't like it, well, boo fucking who, get your ass to it.
This is how you act. This is how you
Yeah,
perform in society. This is what is expected of you when you are an adult. And
exactly.
here you go.
And that's
Which is
what,
something Ed Gein did not do.
exactly, that's something that really puzzled me about the whole thing. Everybody's wondering, well, why didn't they ever, find out which graves they actually came from? Nobody in that small little ass town wants their dead relatives to be associated with the Ed Gein scandal because they don't want people there, period, coming in and being like, "Oh yeah, this is taking pictures of this is the grave that Ed Gein robbed, and that one over there, and blah blah blah." They don't want
So
that.
they made it easy for whoever wants to do that. They put all the body parts and the skin suit and severed heads and everything all into one mass grave in the town cemetery.
And it is there. It is there. There's one guy that on that show that I can really say, if anybody were to be disturbing to me, it would be that guy. Oh, I love it. We're just right outside of
Yeah.
where all that happens.
Yeah.
We're at the gate. Oh my God. Can you feel it? No, I can. I can feel your ass need to go to psych ward.
You know what we didn't look up though?
What?
We cannot tell these people about that pastor preacher person. We did not look him up.
No, we did not. No, we did not. That's whoops. We forgot about that. I'm sorry. I thought I wrote that down, but I didn't. Well, why do we need to know about the preacher?
Just to show people how crazy he really was.
What preacher?
The one that was saying all women are bad.
No, that was his mother
No,
from their preaching.
Exactly, but they actually went and saw a specific preacher, and they showed him in the first
But they
episode.
didn't say his name,
Yes,
though.
it did.
Mm. Mm.
But I forgot to go back and look it up.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah, he was the one saying that their beauty is evil, their sexuality is evil. They basically sounded like Bobby Boucher's mom. Women are the devil. You looking it up? Oh,
You gotta keep talking. No dead air.
I know. You're the one that does all the.
He's learning, people. Still a learning curve. Still a learning curve. Unfortunately, I'm the one that doesn't know how to end a conversation.
I only know how to end a conversation.
See, that's bad.
Was a kind of meek, unremarkable man. There's something eerie about that. Gein was digging up bodies, but what he did with the body parts.
Yeah, that's just the I tried to find it.
Trying to recap on.
Yeah, we're kind of trying to figure out that preacher's name. I forgot that was one of the questions that we had that we wanted to.
Didn't let him know yet that the house was burnt down.
Oh yeah, his house was burned down. I really think that I think it was the townspeople that actually did it. To be honest, I really feel like they're like, you know what, this is gonna attract a lot of attention, and we don't want it here anymore. And I mean, they just want to bury this and never hear about it again, which is crazy. I mean, I can understand that, but even my little town has a couple of skeletons in its closet. All towns do. Nothing massive, but I mean, there's enough. There's enough where people are just like, okay, whatever. Let's see. He honestly did not enjoy the sexual parts of.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Did we talk about that in the first one?
We talked about that on the first one.
He did, but he didn't. And he closed off his mom's room. That's a recap. He did make a skin suit. They really think that was for sexual gratification too. I don't think so. I think it was to leave his body behind and kind of try to explore being somebody else, somewhere else. You know what I mean?
And also, like you said last night, wanted to figure out why women were so evil in his mother's eyes.
Very true. Because if he was able to put on a female's skin and face, maybe he could embody a woman and maybe figure out why everybody thought they were the most evilest creatures in the world. I'm sorry, we bleed for fucking 7 days and we don't die. It's not our fault. But it's the point.
No, it was Eve's fault.
It's Eve's fault. I blame her ass.
And then she'll say that it was Adam's fault. But anyway.
I just think him and his mother had a really good bond. I think that she was very controlling, and that's something that he grew up with it. He didn't see any way around it, so he just accepted it. You know, when you get beat for so long, as far as beat down by words or by just mental abuse and just hearing the same thing over and over again and not having the strength mentally or emotionally or physically to get up and say, you know what, fuck this, I'm out.
Enough is enough.
But yeah, eventually people are going to wear down and they're going to just lay down and accept it. There are just some people out there like that, and I think that was Ed Gein when it came to his mother. And that's where I get the whole, I think that's where all that started from, is when she died.
And I don't understand how they had 4 episodes to talk about all this, because we just covered the entire 4 episodes in 2 30-minute sessions.
Yeah. And we kind of went a little bit over, but it's like we're at 31 minutes.
Yep, sorry. We didn't go into 2 episodes of talking about movies.
No, we didn't. And honestly, nobody's even sure if he was even still a virgin. Because they don't even know if he actually had sex with anybody. They're not even sure.
I'm almost positive that he didn't.
I don't think he did.
His mother saw it as wrong.
And because all women are disgusting and evil.
Not disgusting, just evil. Their beauty was evil. Everything about them, evil.
Yeah. And one of the doctors, his name is Dr. something Lee. I will call out this guy. He does not believe that Ed is actually telling the truth in those tapes. And I really, again, that goes back to, I think he's full of shit. Because if you actually go back and look at Ed's childhood on up to the day that he died, you will see a significant change in his mother's death up to the time that he gets into the psych ward, up to the time that he dies. He never offends again. Not because he can't get out, just he has no need to now.
Right.
So, I mean, most serial killers and most people that have to have that will reoffend eventually. Like a crackhead will be like, oh, I'm clean, and about 2 days later, oh shit. Yeah, they're right back on the crack. It is what it is. But he didn't. That's what's different between him. If you were to let Ted Bundy out, that motherfucker would have been like, I'm gonna go find the first bitch on the side of the road, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. Because he ain't had it in a while. I guarantee you he would have.
Same thing with, yet again, just like last night, forgot his name.
Can't remember his name. He's gonna be on this for a minute.
Yeah, because I definitely don't like being wrong either, so I won't say it out loud until it pops in my head.
The clown killer, the one that was a clown that killed. I can't remember his name. Jeff. No.
That's the one.
Jeffrey Dahmer. He
Yeah,
definitely would have.
Yeah.
Fucking Manson would have, even though Manson never touched anybody.
You can't say that because Manson never killed anybody. He had other people do it for him.
Exactly, but still, he would have found that cult. He would have done it again. I know he would have.
He would have started another cult.
Yes, he would have, and he would have killed them people too. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is almost 35 minutes longer. It's about 5 minutes longer than what we did the last night. I really hope you're enjoying these episodes. This will be the last episode of the Ed Gein series because, I mean, we basically covered everything. You know, if you know Ed Gein, you know Ed Gein. He killed 2 people, 2 women. He made decor out of body parts and dug up graves. He was in a psych ward. His mother was a very controlling, mentally, emotionally abusive woman and kept him under fine tooth and comb until she died, which caused that. And he was arrested, and he actually died, I think, in the psych ward.
I don't remember.
That one I don't remember, but I know they didn't execute him.
They kept getting so off topic with that.
Yeah, I don't think that they executed him. I think he actually died of natural causes in
either prison or psych ward.
he was in a psych ward. They never, yeah, he never went back to the he never went back to jail. Immediately after the first murder trial, they sent him to the psych ward because he was not fit to stand trial for that. So I completely understand. And I think this really wraps up Ed Gein. Like I said, I hope you enjoy it. We're going to be coming out with new episodes for different topics. I do believe my son, my oldest son, and his wife are going to be joining me for the next one. I might have Spalding here with me. I'm not sure. We will find out and go from there. But if you like it, share it, leave a comment, let us know.
Please leave comments.
And I really hope that your new year is starting out great and everybody is doing well. And like I said, really hope you're enjoying the show. We'll catch you later, guys.
See y'all later.